Hey everybody, welcome back. This is for my buddy Dr. B Rob, some Battlefield 4 Lancang Dam Conquest. Normally I like to play the fast attack boat, but this one I kind of just jumped in, started recording, and was trying to have some fun with the engineer class. I've been running the support class with the trophy system. I believe it's the MP APS. Which I haven't had a whole lot of use out of. Played locker room and tried to put it up there. Unlocked the saw by playing the first player all the way through, and so that's nice because the saw was my favorite weapon, the M249. So I'm glad to have it back. Starting to unlock things. Already got a service star. Already started unlocking battle packs for that particular weapon. So Battlefield 4 overall, I would give it 4 out of 10 stars within the first month. And now, don't take that too much to heart. I like the game. The problem has been the rollout. One, you don't have the queue anymore to wait and join your buddies. A lot of times what you see is it just, when you click on it, you see no free commander slots, which is kind of frustrating. They still don't have the ability to squad up so that you can pair up with your buddies and get in and play a match all together. You have to kind of try to find an almost empty server and then all join, and you're still having problems. There are some different features. I talked about it before where the controllers were kind of all, changed. They still have this little menu that pops up when you tag a guy too much that really I don't think is needed. And that part's a little bit frustrating. The servers still crash a lot. And I'm already seeing guys that are like level 90 and level 100. So I mean, they're getting through pretty fast. I don't know where they find the time. I have a job, family, all that stuff. I'm a little bit older. I like to play. I get on. I play with my buddies. I like to have fun. This game is more fun when you have more people that you can play with, because you can, you run support, you run assault class with the medic, and you run support with the ammo, engineer to shoot things down, and if you got a recon that can designate vehicles, it's great. I was kind of sad when they took the ability to lock on with an RPG away, because that was one thing that kept the helicopters away, is if you could hit it with one RPG, man, game over. But there's a new FGM something, a wire guided missile that you shoot. And I shot down a helicopter yesterday an attack helicopter that got too close. I was pretty excited about it, but it still takes a lot of laws. It takes a lot of RPGs. It still takes a lot of javelins to take out an armored vehicle, which I guess is kind of good, because in Battlefield 3 it seemed like sometimes dudes would hit you once, but there doesn't seem to be an added bonus for when somebody's locked on. Or at least I haven't quite seen it yet. Some of the things you unlock with the weapons are great, because if you find a weapon you really like, there is a lot of things that you can unlock for it. I saw that there was a lot of things that you could unlock for the different vehicles, which is pretty neat. I was usually the tank guy. I had unlocked everything. I mean, you had to get 100 kills with the tank in order to get the CITV. Then Battlefield came out with a thing where you could purchase a package that would unlock everything for a particular class. And I wasn't for that, because, I earned my CITV. I didn't buy it, so it felt better to me. So, there's different things in the game, the conquest, obliteration. I haven't played defuse yet. There's squad deathmatch. There's regular team deathmatch. With the squad deathmatch in Battlefield 3, there was at least one vehicle, so that made it kind of fun. Team deathmatch is still kind of fun. Diffuse, I've got to play it. I got to, give it a try, see what it's like. I've played as commander, and there are some matches where you just, you ball up your fists and you scream at the sky. When you're playing obliteration and you've got, let's say, locker room, and the guys are they're dominating. Either they're dominating or nobody can take a position. So, they wind up holding the bomb. I played a commander mode where I got 19,000 points, and it was like an hour and a half long, match. I think on the Javelin, it is no longer a fire and forget. The Stinger is a fire and forget, but the Starella, you now have to maintain lock, which I don't understand. Why would you unlock the Starella after the Stinger and use it if you had to hold it? Now, if it did more damage, hey, I'm all for it, but I believe it still takes 3 anti-aircraft missiles to take down an aircraft, but 1 rocket propelled grenade, 1 FGM. So, I mean, that part's kind of crazy. I love the attack boats. I don't know if I said that earlier. I've unlocked everything for them. I did have a match on Paracel Storm where I rolled up onto an attack boat. He had the active shield. I had the active shield. I was shooting rockets. They were getting stopped, but then I switched over to the 30 millimeter cannon, and those were also exploding just like the rockets would. So not sure what was going on. EA, DICE, you guys got a lot of work to do. My buddy Swifty is so upset right now because we were playing yesterday. We got off, got back on, and by the way, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. And when he went to get on, it said, you have a corrupted save game. So, redo your save. Now, he wasn't uber high in his level, but, the stuff he had just unlocked, he was going to have to get rid of. Now, there are some specialty weapons that show up at the different points as you take them. This is a 50 caliber sniper rifle with a rangefinder, semi-automatic, which is different than the M8 that you unlock, the M8 Bravo. So I was going to try to showcase this. What's really nice is if you look at the bottom, I'm set at 0 meters. But with the rangefinder, 300 meters, 400 meters, 500 meters, I can then set it and shoot directly at the head. So I'm going to swim across the water here, get back towards our spawn point. I thought it would be better for me to be a little safer. I see the opportunity to lock onto a vehicle. And when I do, I drop the sniper rifle. And what stinks is I dropped it and didn't pick it up fast enough, so it disappears to reappear here next to the island. So that was kind of frustrating because I was hoping to show you some nice sniper shots. I haven't done well as a sniper, but I tell you what, having the C4 helps because when you're in a position, you're trying to designate a target, and a tank rolls up, or a BTR rolls up, or a LAV rolls up, what have you. You can throw C4 on them. It's pretty deadly. I've been killed so many times by the C4, and I don't mind. I've also gotten into the artillery vehicle, which is something I really didn't do in Battlefield 3. But when you play, I believe it's Zavoid 311, if you take, I believe it's Charlie, once you take it, the vehicle shows up. And so in one of the matches, the enemy took the vehicle, then they ran back to their spawn point and just were raining fire. So I had the remote mortar, which I really like because before you had to, in the beginning of Battlefield 3, you could, if you were pinned to your spawn point, you could throw out your mortar and you could start to push them back, which then they changed to where you couldn't do it in your own spawn point, but then the enemy could sit outside your spawn point and drop it in on you, which is not what everybody was complaining about. Everybody was complaining about just that people were sitting outside your spawn point and they were making life for you heck. So the remote mortar is nice because you can place it anywhere, run a half a mile away, open it up, and just start firing. And it does rapid fire, but it's less accurate. It does take a little while. I found with the artillery vehicle and the mortar vehicle that if you start shooting a lot of rounds, it takes a lot longer to reload. Because you get, I think it's like 18 rounds in the artillery vehicle, and you may get 12 in the mortar. So if you use those 12 real quick, it takes a long while for the 6 to kind of reload. But it's kind of nice because they took the artillery into their spawn point. I ran up close to the edge of no man's land. Then I just started raining fire. As soon as that vehicle showed up on the map, I was dropping artillery rounds like crazy, or mortar rounds, and took him out. So it was kind of like this battle. Then he'd blow up my mortar. I'd get a new one, run back up there. But I got into the artillery vehicle, did the same tactic, went back into the spawn point, hid next to the stationary AA, which I haven't noticed where you can get in one. I think they're automated. So if you hide near one and a helicopter comes in, it starts firing on them. I kind of miss the stationary AA because every now and then you get fed up with the guys coming by with the helicopters, and so I just light them up. And to me, that was a nice way to relax. That's what commander mode now is. If I'm having a frustrating match where I get stabbed in the face twice by the same guy, I jump over to commander mode, and at least you don't go negative on your kill death ratio. And back to that's some of the things that are still frustrating. Is it seems to be when I'm having an amazing game. I had one where I was like 54 and 26 on locker room. We were doing well. My game freezes up. I lost all of those stats. I was level 8 3 times. I was level 22 4 times. I've unlocked the heavy barrel for the 249 like 3 times. And that's kind of frustrating. And, the game came out, October 26th. Here it is, November 12th. We're still having some of the same issues that we had when the game first rolled out. They have fixed a couple of small things. Some days it seems to be stable, but like yesterday, I must have restarted my Xbox like 6 times, and that was kind of frustrating. My girls got me Ghost last night. I got on and played. It's not bad. It's like they took Black Ops and melded it with Modern Warfare 3. The graphics are good. The gameplay seemed to be pretty good, but here's one thing. It was stable. It never crashed. So, at least with that, it'll be a nice thing to kind of transition back and forth. I got buddies that play both. So I think my nephews might be getting it for Christmas. So I'll be able to play with them around that time. So as you can see, that attack boat, man, once you get that thing loaded up, it is uber dangerous. And as you can see, I'm waiting to reload. I don't think I had the belt feed. So it's reloading a little bit slower, but I'm like a sitting duck. Landmines are pretty nice. You've got the regular M15, and you got this new M2 kind of anti-tank mine. It's not as explosive as say the M15, but you can lay out 6. The field packs are kind of nice. With the engineer, you can unlock an anti-tank one. You can also unlock a mechanic one. The two of them are similar, but are a little bit different. So that part's kind of neat, but you do have to stay alive. It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot funner with your buddies. We got on the other night. It was like myself, Big Mac, Mayhem, Enigma, several guys playing Obliteration. And Big Mac was flying the helicopter, so every time the bomb would show up, we were hovering over it. We drop down, pick it up, run it to the bomb site. So in one of them, I jump out at the farthest bomb site. I landed near it, and there was a wall, a little step. I had to jump up, and my guy would not jump over the stupid wall. I wound up getting shot in the back. I mean, we wound up winning, and the whole match itself took about 10 minutes. So I mean, it was a fast-paced match. It was a lot of fun, and we were doing that, but like I said, we had like a full squad, so it was a lot of fun. I'm using the like Sabo round for the BTR, which is great. It's got a little more power, but it lacks the explosive power that the other round has, which I think might be 25 millimeter. One of the things I saw that I'm hoping to unlock is in the mobile AA, you can unlock a 30 millimeter cannon, which is great because they've nerfed the 25 millimeter Vulcan, which I was in a Vulcan battery years ago when I was in the Army, and that's no joke. I mean, when you're talking 5,000 rounds a minute, and each bullet is about the size of your forearm, one bullet would rip you in half, and it takes, as many bullets as it does. And I understand. They build some of these weapons, some of these platforms to go against aircraft. That's its primary role. But when soldiers can run up and they can put C4 on you and just take you out, You have to have something to be able to defend yourself. All in all, it's been fun playing with my friends. I've gotten on. I can play matches by myself. I have a good time, but there seems to be some fixes that EA needs to come out with for the game itself, the stability. The fact that when you get locked up, you lose everything has been very frustrating. Like I said, I was level 8 3 times, level 22 like 3 times. I had to unlock the same things several times. I do like the battle packs. I do like the boosts that are in them. Keeps things kind of lively. I've been averaging about 16,000 points a match when everything's going well. So it's been a lot of fun. This was one of my lower scoring games, but not bad at all.
Yeah. Who are you? Yeah.